Hello and welcome to the Metroidvania Review official stream. This is Blasphemous Part 3. Today I am by myself. Nick wasn't feeling well this week. I guess that toilet paper roll that took his voice the first session has gotten him this week. So it'll just be me. So if you want to ask any questions, I can field them as I play. Otherwise, we'll just jump right in and kind of recap as I'm walking back to where we need to go. I would like to point out before we start that it only took me 11 hours and 20 minutes to beat the game according to in-game time the first time. So apparently I've gotten a lot worse since I played this last. That or it actually took me that long to beat that boss the first time. But we'll see how well we do today. I accidentally eaten a whole bunch of chocolate and peanut butter because I was trying to feed my kids these protein bars that we had, and they didn't eat them, so I ate them. And so I'm a little bit full of adrenaline today, and we'll see if that's a good thing or a bad thing while we're playing. I do not have a double jump in this game. So I've been playing Vigil the Longest Night, and it has kind of a similar control scheme. Not really exactly the same. The dodge button's on the same spot, so this game gives me vibes of Vigil the Longest Night. And so I may try and do a few Vigil the Longest Night things while I'm playing. Like, for instance, the circle button is... Okay, that takes magic. That's good. The circle button is the heal button in that game, so I may be accidentally pushing that button a few times. So what we did last time is we went up into this enclosed convent up here and fought a boss here for 40 minutes. And now we're looking for the other bosses. I'm trying to remember where they are. I'm pretty sure this passageway is blocked off, so we're going to continue this way and see if we can find our way underneath. Looking at this map, it's actually very likely that you end up going this way, I think, because, I mean, I guess if you just keep going right, then you'll end up at the doorway that you have to open, and then after that, you might come down this direction. But I ended up going up the first time because that's just the way for some reason, I tend to bias towards vertical. Okay, I am definitely not getting the parry correct this time around. Last time we learned that there was this church that you can donate money to, or I guess guilt is the currency in this game. And Nick spoiled that one of the items you can get is a item that lets you teleport between save points, so that is where all of our money is going to be going until we get that, because that is too amazing. So I don't know if anybody has noticed, we have started doing a Wednesday night stream. This is specifically with the R Metroidvania subreddit. And I do not have magic to shoot this guy this time. So let's just get good at parrying. Come on, I was so much better at this. Even the first session I played this. That's the one. Whoops. Okay, so I can't be knocked back while I'm busy jumping. Let's see what's inside here. Oh, it's that dude.
Indeed, sister of mine. Our encounter is approaching. The miracle will protect me. I do not need your protection this time. Leave me alone.
So I think that crazy guy said something when we were moving towards the other boss, so I think that he just appears anytime you're moving the right direction. Alright, so there's a guilt removal statue in case we need it later. I'm looking for a save point, then I'm going to try and get that item under the bridge that I missed. I think there's a teleporter around here. I think you get out of Vigil the Longest Night mode. In that game you push up to interact with things, and in this game you push Y. Small little things that you just have to get used to when you play different games. And you can't just grab platforms from underneath. Small little things just to get used to. Okay, there was an item underneath this bridge here. We're going to try and get to it without dying. And I can't see the ground underneath, so I'm not... Oh, there's that. Okay, so it's just spikes over here. And it looks like in order to get that, I need to have the ability that makes those platforms appear. So I'm going to go ahead. Let's go ahead and look around down here just to make sure I didn't miss anything. And then I'm going to go ahead and main menu warp back to that save point just to save a little bit of time. Okay, I think this direction, well, I think this may be the only direction we can go. Let me look at the map and make sure I didn't miss a doorway. Nope. So this is the way we need to go, and get hit by spikes, add my blood to the blood that's already on the floor, and get good at parrying. Alright. My combo attack is actually coming in handy there. Whoops. Apparently when I'm in the midst of killing something, I have a few invincibility frames, which is nice. So, I wanted to do Blasphemous for a couple of reasons, and one of them was I wanted to talk about the lore in the game. If we want to talk about that today, let's talk about it in the text chat. Otherwise, well, that's a convenient save point. I don't think I need to save, actually. Convenient shortcut. I remember this. This is like a switchback area, and you kind of gradually unlock shortcuts like that. Yep, that's how this works. It's fine level design, I guess. No, probably shouldn't just charge in the rooms. These are the ones that these guys shoot at you and not. Okay, I think I should use the D-pad in this game, so let's do that. Okay. In Vigil the Longest Night, you also get like 15 health potions, so you can just kind of spam them. Much easier game. And we don't take fall damage in this game, so let's just fall down. This looks interesting. Oh, it's a treasure chest. I thought it was like a pool. And we have to fight a bunch of enemies. Hey, how's it going, Cactuar? We are moving towards the second boss. That we finally beat the first boss last week. So hopefully that goes well. Hey, we actually got a new spell. That's good. This one does. Alright, this is the attack speed one, which is what I basically had equipped for the entire game after I obtained it. Because it is the most universally useful. These guys on the chairs. I think. No, not quite. I was going to try and charge attack this guy as he came towards me, but we'll just do this. I just got done beating a really typical boss in Vigil the Longest Night this morning, so I'm already full of adrenaline, which hopefully will give me a little bit of an edge in this game, because my performance last week was definitely not up to what I would like it to be. So you get souls when you pick those up, so that's good. I keep calling them souls. Guilt. Currency. Alright, now is a good time to actually backtrack to that save point just to get healed up. I can't remember if this game auto-saves like Hollow Knight does. That was a convenient feature. Basically, it meant that if you wanted to get back to the save point, you just had to quit, and you kept everything you had. Somebody told me that Hollow Knight added an in-game feature that lets you just teleport back to your last save point. I don't know if I've noticed that when I booted up the game again. Seems like if you're going to have the ability to just move back to your old save point, though, they should just make it an in-game feature. I believe... No, let's check the left door first. Okay, that's good to know. I'll try not to... I mean, I don't think we're hitting any of like the nudity or anything like that today.
Trust me.
Let's see. Chamber of the Eldest Brother. We always want keys.
What I am off and may my...
Let's see. That sounds good. I don't know if it's really that useful though, because
What
there's not a
I'm
lot of
offering
destructible
you,
objects.
May my.
And this one... Okay, so this is toxin protection. That might be useful later on. Eventually you get an ability that makes you immune to toxins, at least the ones that float in the air. So in the long run, I could save some fervor by not buying that. But it's only like 1,000, so it's not really a huge deal. You know, I knew that those traps were there because I saw the bloodstains, but I just kind of charged through anyway. Bit of a tricky trap section. Whoops. Alright, so the timing here is, well, I guess now's a good time. So this is a pretty common trope, the dodge the bullet hell situations. I like it. I think it's a good way to add interest to your level. It's a very common way to do it. Wow, these guys get really stunned when you hit them. Let's start using some of our magic here just to put it to use. Wait, this doesn't cost. Okay, it doesn't. One of your abilities costs. Oh, right. These Mortal Kombat kills. I always forget about them. Yeah, my first time I did too. That plunge attack is just. It never feels like it executes when I ask it to. I remember these spear dudes giving me more trouble the first time I played. Apparently the games I've been playing have been helpful in preparing me to deal with them more easily this time. Okay. Those guys have a lot of HP. Vigil's gotten me lazy. Way. So he doesn't hit me when I jump over. Versus the regular enemies, that combo is actually really useful. Worth buying. I don't know how many bosses it's actually useful on, since I don't know how many actually stay still for you long enough to do that. Are we at the boss already? Wow. That was shorter than I thought. Maybe you could go that other direction. Alright, let's look around a little bit just to see if I missed anything first. Alright, teleporter. I think this will take us back to the village if we use it. I don't remember the map last time. Maybe it was there. Last time I played. I just don't remember it. Okay, a time I think we can use on the... So up here is the doctor place. I think we can use the time here. Yep.
Merciful be, penitent one. With your contribution, the work of this brotherhood carries on.
And the Tears of Atonement, I think that might be an equipable? No. Maybe it's one that I need to take to the other dude. Tears of Atonement. What were those? Oh, no. Okay. I don't know what that was. That's interesting. Okay, well, we'll just assume that was souls or something. And we'll go in here and spend all of our money. Not that it really matters since you don't lose money in this game, but we're going to do it anyway. Maybe we'll get a prize along the way. Is there a faster way to get it? Nope, you just have to hit the button. Or hold it down. I don't know if this actually makes me faster, but it makes me feel like I'm going faster when I slide jump like that. So did you get the true ending, Cactuar? Apparently I'm mistakenly wearing the skin that you unlock only after the true ending. Well, then you're in for a treat, because we're going to do that as we get through this. Obviously not today. We have a ways to go before we can come even anywhere near that. Oops. It's one of those situations where that item that lets you not stumble when you hit the ground is actually useful. And another finger. You don't even get that much souls from that. So today I thought I might talk a little bit about, since Nick's not here, I might talk a little bit about some of the games that inspired me. Yeah, so apparently they've added a ability to warp between save points now. Nick was telling me about that last week. I don't know if that's new or if I just missed it my first time through. We'll talk a little bit after this boss, because we'll probably be talking about it. He really hates statues. Okay, I can't just slide through him. That's good to know. That doesn't work. Why doesn't that work? Why would you give me an ability that just doesn't work? Okay, so you're kind of trapped on that side of him. Remember the trick to this boss. There we go. Gets angry, he actually lets you move past. Alright, but we're not going to win the first time. This is just a learn his pattern session. Okay, so this power actually is good against bosses because it gives you enough time to get your combo in before. And it doesn't stop you. This boss is way easier than the first one. Okay, so there's not really any reason not to use the lady, so let's go ahead and use her. We'll show what happens when we use her all 3 times. She's a lot older this time. Looking how ghastly she is. I'll let her talk.
My outward appearance, now changed and seasoned. This might be a small price to pay for such joyous alliance. My protection does not cease here. Will you require my assistance with your next? So be it.
Yeah, once he lifts his leg up to stomp on you, you can slide underneath. As ghastly as she looks, I don't remember how bad she looks when you finally use her up. So it's nice that you get a little bit of magic out of the guild fragment. Jump when he does that. Or just get hit by it, that works too. Oh, I can use that dash attack. That's good. This is really the best ability in the game. Where's the lady? I haven't seen her. I should try parrying when he does that. Anyway, he's taking way more damage. I don't know if that's just because we activate our Maya Culpa or if he's just an easier boss. He may be intended as the first boss you're supposed to go to. But I'm getting through this pretty easily without using without using the lady so far. Still annoys me that I can't use my ranged attack though. And that was a cool final scene there. So much easier. I didn't even have to try on that boss, as you can see with the number of potions I used. Let's go ahead and refill real quick before we move forward. There's probably a save point right... Oh, I actually can't, so let's keep going. Oh yeah, we have to do the talk to the bloody head thing. It looks like there's like an outline of a bat or something. Is that a glitch? I don't know if that shows up on Twitch. If I hold the screen still, that's weird. Like I want to try and do something with it. Like if I stand here, it looks like I have wings. That's bizarre. I love the backgrounds.
In the name of the great ordeal and the sons of the miracle, may the gold in my visage melt and erase the attrition of your soul. Heart of guilt, return now from the dream.
Alright, well, you know, I think I should have gotten the Wound of Attrition from the last boss. I don't know if they're all called Wounds of Attrition. What was the thing I got from the first one? Compunction. Yeah, the last boss should have been Attrition.
You have carried out the second.
It kind of follows the
of
him talking to Respawn.
You have met the visage of attrition. You have yet to prostrate before one last holy visage.
The way the DLC is implemented is kind of reminiscent of how From Software does their DLC. It's usually kind of locked into the game in a kind of an unusual place. Okay, standing there was not the best idea. I'm gonna keep going up because I think it unlocks a shortcut. And yes, that is one of the main reasons why I'm playing this again for the stream, is to see the DLC that I still haven't seen yet. Because I'm sure that many players that played this when it came out have not had a chance to yet. DLC is always difficult to get to, I think. I think I might not be able to go this way. I think the water will stop me from jumping up. Get that guy at least. Come on. I probably should actually kill enemies instead of trying to just dash through them. It's a habit of mine. I always slide before going across the platform because, oh, you look like you're not very nice. I imagine that it helps me jump right at the edge of the platform. I don't know how much it actually helps me. Well, I am officially getting myself completely lost down here, so hopefully... I didn't do the special kill. Good thing I killed him up there. He probably would have caught me with his explosion the first time if I wasn't so far away from him. It's weird to me that not every platform has a ledge that you can grab. So I'm kind of forced to move back this way to get back up, when I probably could have just direct grabbed the edge if it let me. I am definitely doing more damage though. Okay, I think that was a shortcut. Let's see where this leads us. is this? Okay, we wrapped around here. That's good. I'm not sure how much this shortcut helps us because it's not really even near anything like a teleport or anything, but here it is. I am not using a guide this time around like I did with Environmental Station Alpha for the stream, so I may get a little bit lost on our way towards trying to find everything again. This game isn't nearly as complex as Environmental Station Alpha was. I actually kind of regret not attempting to do that without a guide, but we probably would be still streaming Environmental Station Alpha if I tried, which was my motivation for it. So I mentioned I thought I'd talk about some of the games that inspired me. Games that kind of influence my overall opinion on things. And I grew up with quite a diversity when it comes to games that I can play. Oh good, we need that. So I was born in the 80s, and my dad was a computer guy. That was his major. And the friends he hung out with in college pirated a bunch of software. I don't know any other way to put that. And so he had a massive collection of Apple IIgs and Apple IIe games that I was able to enjoy as a kid, all written on floppy disks that he had copied from his buddies. Did not know they were copyrighted until I suggested that we donate them to a school at one point. Because, as a kid, I had no idea. And I was told that it wouldn't be right to give a school pirated software. But anyway, the Apple IIgs had a lot of games on it that you probably would not have expected unless you're familiar with that platform. It may surprise you what was available on what was essentially the PC back then. It was a Macintosh, or it was an Apple product. But anyway, so it had arcade games like Rastan and all the Taito games. This is a long time ago, so I'm trying to remember exactly everything that it had. But the ones I liked the most were Sierra Adventure games. Oh gosh, I completely missed this.
Take the next of my deep pain.
Luckily, it doesn't go through the cutscene every time you see her. So anyway, I tried a lot of games. I really liked Sierra Adventure games, and I think the reason why I like them is because they all kind of told a story, which was not really, it was kind of unusual for games in general to have that, unless it was an adventure game or like Ultima was one of the early games that told stories, but for whatever reason we didn't have Ultima, or if we did, I'd never tried getting into them. And so even when I was little, I was inventing adventure games, and some of the puzzles that I would come up with were probably just about as obtuse as they were back then. And I thought they were so smart. I thought it was so smart the way, I'm like, oh yeah, and then you use the screwdriver to remove the hood of the car or whatever, That was game design back then. And the funniest part about that is that I don't have a ton of patience for that kind of design today. I have not played an adventure game besides something that's been combined with Metroidvania for ages, even though there has been kind of a resurgence of them. Whoops. But my favorite series was the King's Quest series, followed by the Space Quest series, and then Quest for Glory was probably still one of my favorites today, although I think there's better interpretations of what Quest for Glory did today, besides playing the original series again. Like Heroine's Quest, I think, is really well done, and it's free on Steam. Nobody ever takes my recommendation when I suggest that to them, though. Maybe it's because it's too old a design. I highly recommend that one. So like most people, I never really looked at games as necessarily having inherently good or bad things about them. I just looked at the experience that they provided, which I think is a general feeling that people have. They don't necessarily go into things to criticize them, like I'm doing now. And we criticize because we love, not because we're trying to put them down or anything. At least that's my philosophy. Oops. It's one of the reasons why I don't really like talking about like best and worst and, you know, what's really bad and what's really good. I always have to keep in mind that this was made by a person. I did see Hero U. Is that out now? I kind of was following that. I didn't see if it was released. I need to play that one. How's it going, Sphere Korriban? I'm going to mispronounce that the first time I see it every time. I'm sorry. And also welcome, Calderoth. I saw the Kickstarter for Hero U. Just to show you how busy I've been with this. Alright, I think this... I don't know what the Switch does. Let's find out. But as I mentioned, I haven't really played any adventure games recently. I should try getting back into them again. I mean, clearly I prefer things like La Mulana now, or I think that might be an item you use to get an artifact. The 3 remains of an unfinished ceremony. We'll take it to that guy and see what happens. Clearly I prefer things like La Mulana and that sort of thing now. I have like 40 hours in, oh gosh, that's how far back behind. So I started the Metroid Benny review in 2017, so that's what I've been busy with. I have like 40 or 50 hours in Heroine's Quest though. Okay, so why didn't I complete this circuit here? Oh, this is where I came in. So I need to keep going left. Oh no. Okay, wait a minute. Did that map not tell me? Let's descend for a while. So you might say I started out as a PC gamer, but then I got really into consoles because, you know, Super Nintendo came out. I mean, when the Nintendo came out, I was a really big fan of Mega Man. It's probably my favorite game series on that platform. But once the Super Nintendo came out, that's what really accelerated my interest in console-type games, starting with things like Final Fantasy and Chrono Trigger. And it looks like we might be able to go through... Nope, not this one. I know there's a place that you can do that. Well, this is a bad situation. And we got out of it just fine. For the longest time, I regarded Chrono Trigger as the best game of all time. Some people still think that, and I would not disagree with them. It's very good. I haven't played a JRPG quite like it since. Games like Xenogears come close. I'm gonna go right. I don't want to go left yet, because that left area is a shortcut, which suggests to me that the path forward is not that direction. That is the path probably back to the village. Something I've been thinking about a lot lately is what makes a great story in a game. And the funniest thing about that subject is that nobody seems to agree. Like if I say, oh yeah, I really like the story in Iconoclast, I always hear someone criticize the way the story is told. Like it has some localization issues, which don't bother me as much, but I can definitely understand being bothered by them. Okay, so this is where I died. Oops, because I can't get good at grabbing ladders apparently. Ladder physics are a little bit... Yeah, that's part of the problem, I think, is that people think of, when we say story, we think, okay, the cutscenes that happen after the gameplay. And I kind of look at it holistically, that the entire game is a function of the story. I need to play Castlevania Curse of Darkness. That's actually next up on my game list. Unfortunately, I might have to delay it a week because I want to give it enough time, and Vigil the Longest Night has taken me longer than I expected. Yes, and I think every game should be designed around that concept. I mean, I think it's okay to have long cutscenes as long as they're well directed and hold up on their own. How's it going, Silverant? Welcome, welcome. So last week it took me 40 minutes to beat that boss, and this time it took me 20 minutes to get to the first boss and beat it. So clearly, the direction I went first is not the optimal direction if what you want to do is succeed. Like I think that's a valid storytelling method in a video game, and especially if it's used as like a reward for getting through the game. But I think that's not realizing the full potential of the video game medium. And so I've done I've played Dungeons and Dragons, and I've done GMing. Okay, we can't go down because those gates are there, so I guess this is the last direction we can go. And I've played in games, a lot of Dungeons and Dragons games, and the philosophy there is that you aren't there for telling your story. You're not there for yourself, and the players often really don't care what you have to say. The most important thing you can do as a dungeon master or game master. Is this a boss?
Two faces greet you, penitent one. My name is Nacimiento. Look at my chest, upon which an ancient visage grows older and older. A face that does not speak, that does not think, while mine becomes younger, such that I now look like a child. Such a terrible sentence is this, that I do not understand its purpose. No matter how much I reflect on the sin that I may have committed to deserve it, the grace of the miracle is present even in those who are punished. Perhaps I might reduce the magnitude of this sentence by helping you. Bring me the quicksilver, which is capable of flourishing under our feet in any place at the whim of the Grievous One, and I will mix it with the bile from your flasks, thereby enhancing its gift.
Oh wow, they actually have a screen that has quest items on it now. I don't remember this either. You have to sacrifice a bile flask. Okay, so Tears of Atonement are what the currency is called in this game. I've been calling it this entire time. Wrong the entire time.
Bring me the quicksilver.
I don't know where the quicksilver
which is capable of flourish.
Well, he doesn't want people to see. It's so weird. I actually like that guy, though. He's actually kind of important for the plot, I think. Thanks Miracle is probably a good summary of this game. What is this? Oh, this is the room where you have all your collectible items. So all those little body parts we've been collecting, apparently we like to keep them in this this room. Because we're weird, apparently. So does this open when you get all of them? Yeah, I don't remember him either. I wonder if he's new. Alright, I'm going to use the save point here. I think there's a save point around here, right? Oh, you actually have to walk outside the village for a while. I need to talk to a pool guy anyway. We'll talk to the pool guy, and then I guess I'll continue my thought about story.
Bring me anything that can be blessed, so you might crush this fate of mine and let me cross to the other side of this false dream.
Okay, so apparently I don't use it on him. I'm trying to remember. I think the Black Veil is like this lady that you use it on. A little bit of a puzzle element here. Alright, so we don't want to use that bile flask on getting an extra flask since we apparently want to get it from him. Go ahead and donate all my souls here. I might be at 5,000 now. So as a dungeon master, you want to make sure that the game isn't about you. It's about the player's story, and you kind of have to allow the player's story to develop and think about what can you introduce to the game to give them opportunities to express themselves. Because again, it's not about you. One of the biggest criticisms you'll hear against game masters is they're railroading the campaign. And that's ultimately what people are referring to. Is when you're railroading, you're basically taking the game into your own hands, and then the players have to ask the question, why are they even there? Like, what is the purpose of their participation if really all you're doing is giving your own story? And your story could be great, the players won't think that because they're there to play. And that can happen with a video game too. There are games that you play for the benefit of the story. I think a lot of popular AAA games kind of follow that pattern. But the player wants it to be about them as well. Okay, you can't parry that. I remember these guys gave me trouble my first playthrough. Come on. That's what I want to do. Come on. What am I doing? Okay, apparently I can just whack it out of the air, so that's nice. And a metacarpus. I don't even know what a metacarpus is. So I think that's what defines a good GM and a bad GM, and I think that's what defines optimal storytelling. I'm not going to say good or bad in gameplay, because in some sense video games have a lot in common with movies as well, so treating a game like a movie I don't think is an invalid way of doing things, but I think that you can, if you want to make a truly unique gaming experience and not something that might have been better off as a movie or an anime, then you need to keep in mind that the player is an actor in your story. And also that also means that your story isn't going to go by the script the entire time. And so when I say to people that I think I like the story in Dark Souls, I often get, well, Dark Souls doesn't have any story as a response, and I disagree. And I think a lot of people have told that story, their own version of it, throughout the years, but there's plenty of evidence that suggests otherwise. That guy looks like he has a lot of Tears of Atonement, but we're not going to bother with him because he looks like he's going to waste all my potions. How did I miss that? There. Be careful around those spikes because they're instant death. Look at that. Oh, these guys. I remember these guys. Oh, crying. Alright. Come on. I'm having the hardest time getting that thing to activate today for some reason. Alright, let's just get up here and use a potion and get back down. This would be a situation where that other spell would be good. This is the problem with the spells, is that even if when you want to use them, it's a little bit of a pain to switch between them. I have not noticed any major changes. It has been a year since I played, so like minor balance features and things like that, probably not going to notice. I think I could probably exploit this, or not. I guess the spell just didn't want to activate. What was that? Oh wait, I switched back to the... That's why. I switched back to the attack speed buff. Okay, cool. Found a use for a spell. Supposedly they've made magic better in the update. So maybe the amount of damage I just did there and the spell actually being useful may have something to do with the update. The problem is, in my first playthrough, I didn't really use magic, so... Oh, there's a boss. Oh, hi, boss. Boss out of nowhere. And he doesn't have a health bar. This is going to be interesting. I do remember this boss. Nothing like bosses that just stay out of your reach. You know, you updated that background? I think it may have just been mountains before, you may be right. You could tell me everything in this game is new and I'd probably be like, yeah, I think so. Alright, well, he wasn't too bad. You do something with this tree, I don't remember what. So let's try and remember that tree. Just try not to jump to my doom. Oh yeah, this guy's important.
O penitent one, we traverse strange roads under the same firmament, with nigh other trade, nigh other name. My name is Redento, barefoot pilgrim of the Order of the Genuflectors. Prithee taketh nigh affront in my not looking at thy visage, for we at each moment lean forth, so as not to divert our eyes from the path. Such is our old precept. We are before Hondo, a great buried bell, erected upside down so that its ringing would make the earth tremble and reach distant lands. Now Hondo resoundeth in a deep triune moan that travelleth in echoes through its broad spiraling circles. My feet wish to cross to the other side of this ancient valley, to move on to the next destination. Oh, my sins! Who could help me?
So we basically need to activate that bridge so he can get across, because he's a very feeble man, and I don't understand how he gets anywhere without getting mauled by the monsters that he's constantly dealing with. Wait, what? I don't remember how those things work. Anyway, I am... Oh, there's a save point back there. Man, I went through all my potions. I guess that makes sense. Okay, so I think these activate... Maybe they're on a timer. They might be on a timer. Yeah. Yeah, most of these Metroidvania games, these NPCs, sometimes they get ahead of you, and after like a long gauntlet of horrible traps and monsters, it's like, how come you're not saving the world? That's another video game trope that I find amusing. It's like eating food to restore health. Like, why are you always the only one that can do anything? Like, sometimes it makes sense, like in Metroid, you're the only one on the planet, so obviously... Okay, you're the one causing this mess. Oh gosh. Probably probably should look up before I try and climb. I don't know if that opens the... Whoa, where'd these guys come from? I think these things might... I seem to remember there being some way you can activate them and you need to use that at some point. I could be wrong. So anyway, I got on a tangent. I was talking about my inspirations. Obviously, Dark Souls has influenced me a lot since we talk about it pretty much every stream. In fact, I have to actively try not to talk about it. I was joking with that thing right there means that there's a platform we could use to get up there. I was joking with my friend that people could do a drinking game that every time we bring up Dark Souls, take a shot. This may kill me. Okay, good, I was still invincible. These guys have a lot of HP. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking that the direction we went first is the direction you should probably save for last. Okay, this is what I was looking for. We made it pretty far without much incident there, especially after... Oh, I just respawned everything. We better get rid of this lady. That plunge attack is just so useless. It might be better after you upgrade it, but I never felt that it was worth the money that you spend on it. But anyway, as far as game criticism goes, I think that my experience with tabletop role-playing games has been what really made me look at game design, because we were actually considering making our own, which has never happened. But it's actually really complicated. If you want to make a good one, you have to be really good with statistics and math, especially since in most tabletop games, the engagement of action is really just rolling a dice and determining what happens, and if that's your entire game, then you're going to end up with something really frustrating. And so you have to think about how to make what is kind of a boring concept in the first place interesting. See, I knew that you could make these. Okay, so it's the ones that had like the grate on the front that you can make explode. That's what it was. Alright, this is the tricky part where you accidentally fall into the spikes. People complain about the spikes in this game, saying they're the worst part of the game. I could see that if you fell into them, you'd have to do that entire section over again. Well, let's find out. Oh, no. Okay, apparently we need to do something else. Okay, well, at least it does a lot of damage if you pull it off. These guys don't have very many HP, which is helpful. Good thing these visceral attacks make you invulnerable. I wish the visceral attacks actually gave you more HP like they do in Bloodborne. Whoops. This is the real use of your magic. Oh gosh. Get tossed around like a rag doll. But I've written a few guides for tabletop role-playing games, which made me really look hard at mechanics, and to be honest, I was studying them for our own tabletop system. You think the spikes were spiked for this area specifically, or you don't like this area? Oh gosh. Well, this looks interesting. Come on, do it again. Only way up is up. I think the fact that I did the hardest area first makes this area seem just so much easier. Oh, good. Getting a lot of those lately. Seems like there's at least one in each required area. I don't know what it is. I must just be... Platforming must just not be maybe it's because I played a lot of Mega Man growing up, and that has notorious instant death spikes. Alright, well, we can get at least one bile vessel. So, something I want to talk about at some point, and we could probably save this for the Metroidvania, the Our Metroidvania podcast. We brought up sewer levels briefly, but they seem to show up a lot, and they're so often not really liked. Which makes me wonder why they keep being done. Let's see what I need to do. I was killing that guy in the slowest way possible. Nope, too early. Okay, it does hover there for a minute, so maybe I can wait a little bit longer. There we go. Thought it might have been a little bit too early, but looks like I made it. I actually kind of enjoy this area. Probably because I'm actually doing well today instead of taking too long on a single boss. This is actually a pretty fun area to me. Alright, this looks like a puzzle. This actually seems... Oh, well, that's too easy. Maybe. Just needs to be up just a little bit more. I think I can reach it from here. Yeah. So I need to hit it just in time so it hits right in the middle. Which means I'm going to hit this randomly until I get it, because my brain is not parsing exactly the timing I need to do it. And I also need to figure out where I need to stand so I can get it consistently. It's like the thing has a cooldown. I think that did it. Did we ever figure out where we're supposed to use that? Not yet. I think it's past this area. The rosary ropes. AKA the charm slot increase. I don't know if this game took the charm system from Hollow Knight or if it was just an obvious enough system that they both came with the same idea. I like it. Is there anything over here? No, just a safety platform, I guess. Let's see. I'm going to go to the right because it might unlock a shortcut back to the save point, and we're at a point where I don't really want to do all this again, so come on. Come on. I actually have a ranged attack now, so there's a few of these that I can still get. I think 20 is the goal that you want to get to with those things, and then 38 is just for completionists. This might be the shortcut. Let's find out. It does seem to lead right next to the save point, so... And we're full on health, so we don't even have to use the save point. Yeah, I think that was a shortcut. That leads back to the area, so if we die, now we can come back here. I enjoy platforming a lot. I like games that focus entirely on platforming, in fact. There's been a few of them that have come out. There's Loot Box Life, and then there's... Is this going to reverse? Okay. There's Loot Box Life, and then Ori and the Blind Forest is kind of pure platforming. And its sequel, of course. I like combat a lot, but occasionally just platforming is kind of a refreshing thing to have. It's definitely a... Oh, we have to come back here anyway. I just want to talk to Toad Dude and make sure he gets across. I need to get that platform ability. I probably should have looked up where that was just to save time. Of course, I don't remember that there's anything like critical that you have to have it for. But I could be wrong on that. It's just useful items.
Oh, thou art the answer to my prayers. The Order thanketh thee for thine aid. It is of little use for me to remain here. Go with the Father, O penitent one.
So these limestone toes are actually really useful, if I remember. Reduces dodging cooldown. I should probably test to see if there's actually iframes when you're... Neathless stuff. Neathless stuff. Are you talking about... Which games are you talking about? I'm not going to try and guess. Yeah, okay. I thought it was knit, but I wanted to make sure before I said it. Yes, I do need to play the Knit Underground. There's the only one on Steam, but the rest of them are freeware, right? So I've given my stream plan for after Blasphemous, which is going to be probably about 6 months worth of streaming. After that, I think I might try doing some blind streams, and maybe I could try some of the Knit games blind. That might be interesting. How hard are those games? Maybe I'm committing to something that will be a tragedy. I shouldn't be too worried because, you know, I still haven't met a game that's completely beaten me, so... Some games have come pretty close, but... Alright, there's more to explore here, but we'll come back later, I think. This area right here is like the hub of... Oh, look at my Culpa upgrade. Hub of important upgrades. Alright, so that unlocked. Alright, we already got that one. What did that unlock? Was it these two? Okay, so that's another plunge attack, and this is a better charge attack. That is pretty useful, but like I said, I think we're going to get that teleporting ability first, because that's going to save a lot. Well, if they're not that long, that makes them even better for stream. Got another teleporter, that's good. There's a few games I would like to stream, but I'm like, yeah, that's like a 50-hour game, though.
Do not fear my body, through which so much lightness and darkness pass, nor my visage, which appears disfigured from behind these golden bars.
Oh, is this new?
By name, I was looked up on the orders of His Holiness in this cage, that the miracle then proceeded to decorate. The High Will has granted me the opportunity to help you. While my body remains a blue flame, I will wait, sleeping, until you hand the knots over to me. so that my hands of smoke may tie them, thus expanding the mysteries of your rosary.
So this is the person that gives you the knot things. Was there not a person here before?
My fingers tie a new mystery. Do you have more knots for me?
So was it just like a place before, like a shrine?
Return once you possess new rosary knots to thread. May your heart be free of sin.
Alright, so now we can equip some more of these upgrades. Okay, dodging cooldown. Definitely want that. Protection against lightning, very situational. Raises strength when your health is low. That's a default if I don't have anything better. Let's see. Strange energy fills the wearer with determination, electrifying the area after he performs an execution. Well, that's not terribly useful. Fervor increase. Flames. Magic. I think this one is the fall recovery. I guess we'll just put on this one as a until we find something that does electric or fire damage. And Mr. Toe's here.
Bitter moments reunite us again, penitent one. An unsurmountable wall seemeth to interpose itself between our feet and our holy destinations. Will there ever be a blessing that save us from this sorrow?
Okay. And more of these statues. Did we get a save point on the way in here? We did. Okay, is there something that lets me break that? Or did I can't remember. Let's go through the platforming section from the depths of sorrow. I do remember this platforming section actually giving me trouble, so we'll see how well I do this time. So far, so good. Oop. And making it through. If I remember correctly, you have to do this whole thing in one go, and it's instant death if you fail, so this may be the platforming section that ruined the game for many people. Oh. Ouch. It's okay, we can take a little damage. We got plenty of potions. The trickiest part is that I'm not very good at grabbing those ladders. And was that it? Huh. Apparently I'm just in the zone for platforming today. Alright, this blows up the wall there, I think. Nope. Oh, I guess I should just hit it from that side, apparently.
I'm not worthy of thine infinite compassion. Blessed are those of us who find it. I will pray for thee and thank the Master for his holy encounter. Now my feet are marching towards holy prohibitions. How can a simple pilgrim advance through such fortification? O fraternal father, O master of pilgrims, how arduous are your upcoming trials?
He's got some impressive strength to have that weight on his neck all the time. I've done neck exercises before, and my gosh, you feel terrible for the entire day after. Alright, I think... So we've unlocked the teleporter. I don't remember if... So, if I remember correctly, the pilgrim makes his way across here, and I think you meet him on the bridge next? But in either case, I think I'll go ahead and walk through this path. And see if we run into him along the way. And then use the teleporter to come back. I don't remember if there's anything that appears. Why is everyone naked? How come you're not naked? That's a good question. Aren't they the same thing as you? Oh, I guess we have the key to this place, so I guess we'll do this now. This is why I walk this way. Blood perpetuated in sand. Is that the item that turns into the artifact? Guess we'll find out in a minute. Well, naked is the cheapest armor. I like how you fight these unarmed monks. So what I'm gathering is that the Miracle is a jerk, and has a demand of some kind. And these cone-headed guys are attempting to fulfill that demand. Well, I guess maybe some other people are caught up in dogma, or are just insane and want to prevent you from doing your task. And I don't know if your job is to punish the sinners, and maybe that's why your character is so violent. Like, he seems to take joy in, yeah, that's probably really tight. He seems to take joy in every kill, especially when you execute those attacks. And I know that he's a silent protagonist, which means we're supposed to project ourselves into him. Let's see if this...
Bring me anything that can be blessed, so you might cry.
Okay, well, it's not him. Oh, apparently we just have it now. Apparently we didn't need to bring it to him at all. Alright, well, now we have the ability to access those platforms. That's handy. Don't need to save, game auto saves. We'll go ahead and donate to the church here. Where's the Quicksilver? Just keep an eye out for it, I guess. Hopefully that guy doesn't die before we get to it. I know that can happen to some NPCs. Maybe donating to this a little bit at a time isn't what you're supposed to do. Maybe you're supposed to make a massive donation. So far I've definitely donated over 5,000. I think I'll just wait until I have 20,000 and then donate all at once, just to be sure, and make sure I'm not doing anything wrong. Hopefully that wasn't just a dump of a bunch of really useful souls I could have used. Alright, let's go find a boss so we can end off this stream for the day. Yeah, I don't think there's a separate download or anything, so this should have everything. That's a good question, though. Maybe I should make sure that there isn't a separate thing I need to add. As far as I know, the DLC only comes into effect during the New Game Plus, from what I've been told. It's such a weird way of describing medical care. I'd love to see somebody try and use that description in real life. So Nick sent me this meme that was going around Reddit that says it was from the Crummy Pro-Life Tips subreddit, and it was use garlic on your wounds to make it extra painful. I was like, I wonder if that was the intention when you give the garlic to the doctors. In this game's world, it makes perfect sense. This is a waste of time. Get out of here. This is a shortcut to another area. Alright, well, where can we go? It looks like this bottom right area is where we want to be. We are going to try and get as far as we can in 15 minutes. Whoops. Oh, that's where I want to be anyway. So I just went, how long was that? An hour without dying? So it's time for me to have some fail, I think. Oh, that's right. We're trying to knock down these statues. I am reminded now. Okay, I don't think this will kill me. Alright. Oh, so they're cannibals. Isn't there like a doctor that ate his patients, like in fiction? I seem to remember something along those lines. Okay, we can't go that way. I don't know if Hannibal was a doctor. I think he was just a murderer. See if I can get through here without... Nope. Didn't get through without getting hit by that. He was a doctor. Oh, okay. Maybe he's the one I'm thinking of then. I know Kevorkian was the infamous sadist doctor. What the? Apparently he doesn't want to wait around for me to get the special kill on him too. Oh gosh. Well, if I ever knock two of them out at a time, you want to just slash afterwards. Okay, it makes sense that this is where we would want to go. That is the reason why that dash attack is so good, because it lets you get through enemies you otherwise couldn't pass through. Definitely the best upgrade you can buy, in my opinion. Bat, you're not even doing your job. Not even blocking it. This is probably a shortcut, so let's try and go with that. Whoops, did not push the attack button. That's not happening. Alright, where am I? I think there might be one of those things we have to break up here, so let's try and do that. How did I miss that? Oh, maybe I didn't. Those guys don't really take 2 hits. Then my Mayakopa upgrade is made so that that attack does more damage. Oh gosh. Oh no. Ouch. Shove that into my mask. There he is. Alright, baby in a cage. There we go. Not to toot my own horn, but I've been rocking this area today. I haven't had too many troubles at all. Oh, this is dangerous. We'll try and get that right now. So I don't want to come back here. Oh gosh, and that was my error. First death. Oh shoot, where was the last place I saved? Back here? Alright. Well, this is actually a good thing, I think. That was a teleport. You've been waiting this entire time for me to fall into those spikes so you can say that. There's another topic we can talk about. Instant death. Does it belong in Metroidvania games? I have played a few games that have made me question. Yeah, I think I still have the baby. Where do I see the babies? I'm pretty sure I still have it. I'm apparently unable to find anything on that menu. Let's just go down. Yeah, I could see this place being a nightmare. Since every mistake is such a huge deal. This morning I just did an area in Vigil the Longest Night that had some pretty tricky platforming, so that may be why I'm performing so well right now. There we go. And is this the boss? Oh, no, we're going down. Down we go. I probably should have absolved my guilt before doing this. But I think we might be running into a guilt statue soon anyway, so... Indeed, it is the Grom that comes from the deepest core of this place, slithering in the spires, growing in an echo, distorting amidst the bronze embossing the cry of the intertwined throats of a single penance, a single mourning. Light hardly ever reaches here, only the cold and the groan. And once again, these bodies have not been proven to be very worth having the thing equipped. You again, I don't like you. Ouch. Well, at least I'm more powerful now. I wish my slide was roll, so I could just roll off the edges there. I think we're going to have to call it soon here, because I do have a strict deadline of ending on time today. What was the other thing that appeared? I saw two flashes. What was the other one? Oh, I guess they just turned visible. Yeah, this is the gauntlet. But right now we're kind of on a trajectory of one boss per stream, so we have accomplished that today. I'm sorry for anybody that missed it. Yet. I can't remember if you have to tank through poison or all in order to get the poison ability. These guys are weak. Super weak. Oh gosh. Okay, you just stay there. Hold that pose. Whoops. Alright, it takes 2 major slashes, or slide slashes to kill those things. Yeah, those Myocopa upgrades make a huge difference. Oh, great. Make it tricky. Touched the platform just now. I was going to slide attack her as soon as she got out. Okay, there she goes. He's really working hard to kill me. Oh gosh. Bad situation. Come on, get in the face. Okay. Okay, this should be easy enough. Oh, you had it up here there. Oh, there's 2 of them. Oh, where's the other one? Apparently she's being picky about where she appears. There we go. Hopefully we run into a save point soon. Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. Well, we just got to a save point. Oh wait, I did not want to. Oh, we haven't died yet, so that's good. Let's wait for this one. Hopefully there's a save point before the next gauntlet, because I'm definitely not surviving the next gauntlet if that's the case. Oh no, okay. Alright. Well, I kind of hoped that we would make some progress before we ended today, but we'll go ahead and stop there for the day. What is this? Is this the boss? Oh no, that's where my soul. That's where I died last time. I think we might be stuck down here. Maybe not. Let's find out real quick before we quit. Hurt boxes, am I right? I always hate that feeling. Alright, well, I think we'll go ahead and stop there for the day. Next time, I think we're getting closer to fighting the third boss of the 3 that gets us through the main door. I believe that these gauntlets don't respawn, so we won't have to do those again next time. So we did make some progress trying to get through that. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next week.